Hola, mi gente. So, welcome to this moment of I just need a minute, and I'm gonna need several minutes. And I'm in my robe and my hat because this is my comfort zone. And so I really encourage everybody to find their blanket, their robe, anything that makes you feel safe. Because we're going to talk about feelings and we're going to talk about holidays. So that could be some murky waters, but promise is going to be hopefully something that you can take away from this. Now, I've learned that what I'm about to do is a universal sign about like things about to go down. I used to always see my grandmother have her robe on and do this. And I just thought it was something like Abuela used to do, but apparently that means you're going to listen to me right now or things about to get real. What does a holiday mean to me? Now, to be honest, like the holidays, they're a little complicated because on one hand, I love the lights, the festivities, everything going around, the weather. I love the cold weather. And then on the other side, it's a little challenging emotionally. So I want to talk to you. I want to talk to whoever you are behind your title. So I'm not talking to the pastors. I'm not talking to you deacons. I'm talking to the people behind those labels because at the end of the day, we're all human beings having a human experience. So the holidays can be tough. And all this is because sometimes families can be tough. Depending on how you grew up or what the family dynamic was, having a gathering with family may be filled with tension or fear or hostility even. And this comes on the skirts of Canada passing conversion therapy. Now, as a conversion therapy survivor, I know how it is to feel that trigger. And for some people, gathering around family can be a trigger. And I want to be comforting and offer this comfort to you that I feel you and I see you. There's this thing called seasonal affective disorder, and the acronyms, strange enough goes SAD, and it's a type of depression that's triggered and related to the changing in seasons. So if you feel like sometimes like your mood just goes all over the place when it starts to get cold, or now that the days are shorter, you feel like it shifts, or especially when people have experienced death around the holiday season, that can really affect somebody's behavior and mood. And so this society teaches us that we should be jolly and all fun and everything like that. And so we tend to mask. We have to mask so that others can feel comfortable in our presence. And there may be times when you have that coworker or that family member that you're like, help me, Jesus. Not only should you take the wheel, but take the whole damn car. I feel you. And you could be angry and upset because all this pressure on you got to get this person this gift and everything like that. And on top of everything that you have to deal with when it comes to sadness or any kind of emotional effect, that's hard to deal with. And I'm here to say, like, I feel you and I'm hear you and you are seen. So wherever you are, if you can, if you have a pillow, if you're home alone and you can, I just want you to let out a yell and a scream. Go ahead. Now that we have that all out, I want to be able to honor those feelings and say, you are doing your best. You're doing your best. Every day that you wake up and you look into that mirror and you see that king, that queen, that person, that royalty, I want you to thank that person for making it through another day. And that's a step that we can try to heal ourselves. and honor the feelings and the emotions and anything that goes around this holiday season. And that's one step closer to you loving yourself. And as we all know, when you can love yourself, you can give that love to others. You can't give to others what you don't have. So that's just one step closer. And one other thing that's involved in that process is honesty. And that honesty is about you. There's some shadow places that are probably not the greatest for you to look at or for you to admit. But in order for you to heal and to let that weight out, I encourage you to be honest with yourself and say, you know what, I may be a faith leader, but I don't know how to deal with this person. Or I may be this teacher and I don't know how to deal with these kids. Or I may be just dealing in life and I don't know how to deal with my parents or all these other people that we think we have to deal with. And the thing about being honest with yourself is not so that you can isolate, not that you can distance yourself and be alone, but it's to understand what you can and can't handle. And that way you can set boundaries if you need, in order for you to know how to love that person, even if that boundary means that you have to love them from afar. So we are put all these labels on ourselves that we feel like we have to fulfill in order to make society or others happy. And it's just about living this experience and getting into the day because we are all doing our best. And sometimes our best, sometimes people's best is a little bit frustrating and can affect us. And that's okay. Because sometimes we try to do our best and it's not the greatest outcome. But we're coming closer and closer to the person that we want to be if we're only honest with ourselves and honoring our feelings and honoring our emotions and understand, listen, I don't feel it. So on this holiday season, if you don't feel it, I'm with you. This holiday season, if you do feel it, I'm with you. And one practice that I want to offer, it's actually a practice that's done reading the Bible. It's called Lectio Divina. And I actually use it for music. And one thing I want to encourage you is like, sometimes the best arguments we have and the best karaoke we do is where? In the shower, right? We are Mariah Carey. We've won so many fights 15 years ago when you're thinking about, you know what, I should have said this. And all of a sudden they're in the shower with you and you telling them a piece of themselves. So that song that you belt out in the shower, I want you to look it up again. And I want you to really, really look at the lyrics. So this is going to be Music Divina. Looking at the lyrics of a song that touches your emotions, that reveals things about you, that makes you want to dance, that makes you want to cry, that makes you just want to let it all out. And listen to those lyrics. Read those lyrics. And the second time you read or listen to those lyrics, I want you to focus on that one word or the one phrase or the one verse that stands out to you and you can really relate. And I want you to focus on that. I want you to close your eyes. And whatever bubbles up, I want you to feel it and give yourself the permission to feel it. And out of that, I want you to create a breath prayer. Now, a breath prayer is a prayer that you can say in one breath. So it's short, sweet, right to the point. See what that verse, that word is telling you. So I'll give you an example. There's a song that lately has been running rent-free in my head. And it's by a group called, is by Dottie Music, Feder and Offenbach, and it's called Call Me Papi. And the lyrics go, I love it. I love it when you call me, right? And papi is an affectionate word. It's a term of endearment. And so I'm like, why do I like that song? Well, because I like it. I like that term of endearing. I love it when you call me papi. But when I started to really look into it, I started to realize that the reason why I like it is because I feel validated when people say that to me. So my breath prayer is, may I find the validation within me to call myself papi when I need it. So that's an example. So I hope in that practice, you can find healing by being honest, by setting boundaries if you need, or just by honoring yourself, your ancestors, and learning how to love yourself in this time that may be difficult for people. And when you can do that, you know how to manage it better, and you know how to love others because you've learned how to love yourself. So that's all I got. I hope you got something out of it, even if it's just a minute of chilling and listening to me rant. But I hope that you got some place where you can feel honored and you don't feel pressure to live up to anybody's expectation, even your own. Live life, feel it, honor your ancestors, and honor the spirit within you that of who made you to have emotions and feelings, right? So thank you, fam. I just want to remind you of a couple of things that are happening at TFC today. Tomorrow with the Reverend Kelly. I love seeing that. They're open past the hours from 10 to 12 and from 2 to 4. So you can schedule some time with Pastor Callie through Calendly. On Friday, Holy Smokes is having a bomb-ass conversation about misogyny in the church, a woman's perspective with Christian and special guest D. Danielle Thomas. Now, let me tell you something. She's affectionately known as Passa, but she is affectionately also known as the Unfit Christian. Now, check her out. It's about being able to have those difficult conversations when it comes to challenging sexism, misogyny, homophobia, racism, and in a society that kind of is affected and influenced by white supremacy. And if her shirt says Black saved and petty says everything about her personality, I can't wait for that conversation. Saturday is a God music experience. This is a compilation of all the music that TFC has been doing this year. I encourage you to check this out. It's going to be live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Is at 4 o'clock this Saturday. And so you can practice your Musica Divina at that time. And a final reminder that next Saturday, the 18th, is a Christmas story. So you can join on online in the hybrid worship experience, either on Facebook or YouTube, or in person if you want at Northeast Baptist Church. Mi familia, thank you so much for sharing these minutes with me. And remember, honor yourself, because that's the only way that you can know how to love yourself. Peace.